So hello and welcome back to Griffith's Production, where there's a whole load of teasers, stories and chaos. So, bit of an exciting video today. Wentworth has officially been confirmed to return very, very soon. It's been confirmed by Daniel Cormack, who plays B. Smith. And it is called Wentworth the Next Chapter. Now this is going to be focusing on prisoners, it's going to basically carry on, but it's going to focus on characters on parole. I would expect we would get a few prison scenes. We may get like the odd snippet of I don't think we'll get Wentworth. We might see the new Wentworth built, but we might see like characters in different prisons. So we might see Lou Kelly in one prison, screaming, being a terrorist, being called a terrorist, being branded a prison screw lover. But yeah, it is finally returning, and do you know what? How amazed and how happy I am that this is finally back. I never thought I would ever do a video like this. I never thought we'd ever see Wentworth again, but it's back. And I could not be happier. I literally could not be happier. This is the best news of the year. That is how good it is. That is how amazing this series has been. So let's discuss where each character was and who it could be focusing on. So Ruby Mitchell. The last time we saw Ruby was in the last episode of Wentworth, Season 8, Part 2, or Season 9. Season 9, Episode 10, called Legacy. Now, she was obviously out of the prison, obviously. But will we see Ruby on parole? I think Ruby will be confirmed to be on parole when this new season eventually hits our screens. But I do think that she won't be with Rita. I do think Rita will be still in prison, but she'll get a lower sentence. But we could see Ruby because they finally got that phone. So I reckon that Rita will hand it into the police and tell them that Ruby had nothing to do with it. So Ruby will be out on parole by the time the new Wentworth hits our screens. And do you know what? I love Ruby. I wasn't keen on her when she first arrived. Maxine Conway. Now Maxine Conway, we haven't saw Maxine. She was in season 2, 3, 4, and she left early season 5 after being transferred to Barnhurst for aggressive chemotherapy, because they were quick to facilitate the treatment or something like that, and Boomer went ape. And we had no update from the rest of season 5. We had no update in season 6, 7, 8 or 9. So I feel like this time she could be in this new season. I feel like the actor Socrates Otto may rejoin the series, and so we get a bit of a Maxine update, because I know fans weren't happy about no Maxine. No letter to Boomer, no visit, nothing. And it's really weird. So I would expect that Maxine would be released by now, and she'd be living her life cancer-free on the outside with her new partner or with Gary. But that's not if she's murdered him. But yeah, I would love to see Maxine again. I think Maxine is amazing. I felt so sorry for her through the whole of season 4 and for the start of season 5. But yeah, it would be nice to see her and Boomer reunite, so Maxine can finally see that Boomer is happy with her new baby. But yeah. So Ali Novak. I mean, I would like to think that Ali is out of prison at the moment. I mean, she should be due parole by now, because she's been in since season 4. So she got sentenced towards the end of season 4. So I would like to think that she served a good 2 years, 3 years maybe of her sentence. But yeah, it is. I actually felt sorry, and wouldn't it be amazing if I know Ali at the end of season 9 or season 8 part 2 or whatever you want to call it. I know it was confirmed that Ali got told that she would be paralysed, her spinal nerves are damaged, and she will never walk again. But wouldn't it be, what if the doctors got it wrong? Because some doctors can get it wrong. So what if Ali can walk? Or she has been having, that thing where you learn to walk. I can't remember what it is, physiotherapy or something like that. So what if she's started to learn to walk again, and she's finally getting her feet back, like what Fletcher had at the start of season 3, when after he was hit by that van that Ferguson did. Boomer, sweet Boomer. I mean, Katrina told us about this. Katrina warned us that there's something in the works and something going on. There's all like secrets. So we've been aware of it, but we weren't sure that it would ever come to light, because she said there's been no news on it until but she said if it goes ahead. So maybe they've been working on this for years and years. But I just cannot. But I would obviously, it would be nice to see Boomer on the outside with the baby and Gavin. Because is Gavin still in prison? Because Gavin got locked up, didn't he, for hiding that camera in his bum. So would Gavin be in prison and Boomer would have to raise the baby on her own? Or would Boomer have the help from Frankie and Bridget? Vera, maybe? Because Boomer helped deliver Vera's baby in the siege in Wentworth season 7. So could we have maybe like a re thing where we have Vera helps Boomer with her baby. Next one is Lou Kelly. Now, the last time we saw Lou, right? Now, I am touching wood that Lou Kelly, Kate Box will reprise her role as Lou Kelly in this new Wentworth when it eventually begins. But to be honest, I think we will see Lou, or we'll hear of Lou. Apparently, they have asked Kate Box, and she's up for it. Apparently, they've mentioned it to Kate Box. But Lou was last seen tied to a chair in the prison yard count area thing that they all were when the bomb went off. So could it be that Lou is in a supermax prison and she's not in Wentworth? She's in like a psych ward or something for the criminally insane. Or maybe because, and also as well, this makes it a little bit more better because will we get an escape storyline where Lou actually does physically escape, and maybe we meet Reb's mum on the outside. But it would be an absolute treat to see Lou Kelly again. So please, Wentworth writers, if you're watching this, please bring Lou back, I beg you. Rita Connors. Now, Rita, what I said with the Ruby stuff, I think Ruby will be on parole on her own. I do not think we will get a Ruby and a Rita reunion on the outside, where they're on the outside together. I do personally believe that Ruby will be on the outside, but Rita Connors will be in prison. She'll get a max of 5 to 7 years for the murder of Zara Dragovic at the end of season 6. I do think that because there's no way they can get them off. She'll be dropped for the undercover cop, the siege, the everything, whatever happened. But they won't be able to drop the charge or get her off for murdering Zara Dragovic. So I do think that we will see Rita in prison. Maybe, right? Maybe Rita starts a series or whatever this is, however it's going to play out, as the new top dog. Can you imagine Rita is in prison with a lot of new inmates, right? And we see Rita on the steam press because she knows that Ruby's on the outside, Ali's on the outside, Boomer's on the outside, and Luke Kelly's locked away somewhere and no one can get to her. How amazing would that be? Because I do think that Rita would have handed that phone that Ali got, that went back in for, bless her cotton socks. She went back in for and handed it to the police. Now, I know we may see... I understand about the previous characters, yes, we may see them, but I do think that they're going to surprise us with a lot of our old inmates that we haven't seen for years to come. Now, Jodie Spiteri. Does anyone remember this girl? She was in Wentworth season 3, and only season 3. She disappeared after all the terrorising that she got from Joan the Freak Ferguson. She went to Barnhurst, I think, and apparently I heard I saw an article or something that said she was the new top dog at Barnhurst, and she was like B. So maybe, depending on what Jodie did, or how long she got, could we see Jodie pop up? Maybe Jodie's in the same prison as Luke Kelly, or maybe she's back at Wentworth. Like, imagine her and Frankie reuniting on the outside. How amazing would that be? I know these two didn't really get on. They didn't really see eye to eye. They couldn't really get it on or anything. But just imagine, imagine that Jodie's heard about B. She was in prison when B died. In Barnhurst, she heard at Barnhurst. She knows about Lou, about Ferguson coming back from the dead. She saw that on the news. Can you just imagine the amount of stories and things that they could do to make this even better? Possibly any better. Because I think we are in for one hell of a surprise, but it would be good to see Jodie Spiteri again. Because I feel like they've got to bring characters that have had no explanation to their ending. Frankie Doyle. Now we know Frankie Doyle is on the outside with Bridget and her sister Tess and her dad Alan. Now we do know that she's on the outside. She got set free after being on the run in early season 6 Wentworth. Early season 6 of Wentworth, and she's been on the outside ever since. She popped back briefly for one episode in season 7 to visit Liz when she was going through her dementia phase. And obviously she visited Boomer, but Nicole De Silva was heavily pregnant at the time of the filming, so that could be tied into it. They could bring past storylines to tie in with this new one. So maybe her and Bridget have got their own kid. Maybe Frankie's doing high court judge lawyer appearances or whatever. And we haven't seen. Do you know what? It was really such a shame that we didn't see Frankie Doyle in seasons 8 or 9, the last 20 episodes. There was no mention of Frankie. No, there was nothing. I thought Luke Kelly. Can you imagine if Luke Kelly and Frankie Doyle came face to face after all these years? Doreen Anderson, another fabulous character, maybe. Sometimes she can be a little bit boring and a little bit all she did throughout the whole of season 4 of Wentworth was moan. But in season 5, mid-season 5, she got released. She was free. She met Nash and her boy Joshi on the car park outside Wentworth and drove off into the sunset and been happy while Frankie Doyle was on the roof watching. Now, we don't know where Doreen is. Has she moved from Melbourne to Perth? Are they back in Melbourne? Are they in Sydney, Adelaide? There's numerous places that she could be. What's happened in Doreen Anderson's life? Is she on? Obviously, she's on parole at the moment because she's one of the few characters, apart from Frankie Doyle, to come back to Wentworth. So, I did see an article a while ago that said they did ask Sharina Clanton, who plays her, that if she wanted to come back. They were going to bring her back numerous times, but Sharina said no, because Doreen got her happy ending and that's all she cares about. So Doreen was never seen again. But yeah, it would be nice for her to maybe appear in a scene with Boomer. Also, another thing, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this, but what if, going back to Lou Kelly, what if, while we see Lou, we get flashbacks of what happened in her early years in prison? What happened? What if we find out what actually happened between her and Jax? How did Jax dethrone Lou Kelly? What actually happened between these two? It would be really good to find out. But make sure you like and subscribe and comment what your predictions are, because I want to hear them. And maybe they may appear in my next video. But what amazing news, guys. Wentworth is finally back and we can all be happy. So I will see you very soon.